Hey guys, how y'all doing? This is OV Transfer Guy coming to you real quick. So, question that you want to ask yourself is this: why is booking so important? And if you have clients that like the idea of reserving and booking, why you want to make sure that is something you indefinitely do, and it don't have to be necessary for ride share transportation, uh, but booking is important in all at just about in every industry. Well, in every industry, especially industries of transportation, and this is your selling point too when you're doing it, right? So here's the thing that uh, you want your clients or potential clients to see. When you make a reservation or you're booking, you're locking in a time, a place, and location, right? In doing that, that guarantees that client that, hey, this is the day you want me to pick you up from this particular location. This is the time that you want me to do it, right? Uh, and then it helps too when you're booking. Let's just say you're picking up somebody from the airport, just using this as an example. uh, One of the biggest things that you want to do is make sure you see what the traffic is going to be like, the airport traffic, the commute. uh, Sometimes with the traffic as far as on the road commute, that can be difficult, right? Because you don't know what the traffic is going to be from day to day. uh, Here in Houston, we have Transco. When I go through Houston, they have, or not Transco, but I believe it's either Transco or TriCare or something. No, not TriCare. TriStar, I believe, is the proper name for it. But even with that, that only gives you up to date minute by minute, right? Air traffic, you can kind of determine a little bit more unless you got bad weather. Uh, it helps to know the airport in terms of flights that's coming in and out, if they're diverting to gates and stuff like that. Now, these are things that typical drivers may not be aware of, but you want to be if you are in the business. You know, it helps to know a person's itinerary and what to expect in the event that they don't. Because a lot of times, what airports will do just in general, they may send a message through an email or something, and the passenger may not necessarily get it, or they could be in an area where they're not getting a good signal. But if you have that information as well, obviously there's a level of trust for that individual, your client, to trust you with that information to where you can call them and be like, hey, your gate has changed. The flight's going to be delayed. There's bad weather. So, Weather Channel indefinitely, uh, and air traffic. You've got to have those two crucial informations to make your booking more of a success. And the key thing too with traffic is just making sure, among anything, uh, that you have great communication with your clients. You got to have the communication with them in terms of cell phone. Uh, you should tell your clients too, it's best to call you, and it helps if you have that stuff information on your, in your car, as far as not just your Bluetooth but messages to where it can announce it instead of you having to look at it. But it's best for them to call you, because looking at a text message while driving is not the wisest decision. Open communication is what you need. Open communication means typically also, or in addition to, hearing that person's individual voice. You know what I'm saying? So this is why booking is important. So what you want to do is illustrate that to them without boring them. You know what I'm saying? To why, hey, this is why I prefer to book. Now, why do I say that? Because you have people that just at the last minute do stuff. And sometimes you have circumstances that happen, and if you're able to do it, that's fine. But even more so, hey, if they're gonna try to get you at the last minute. There has to be open dialogue, open communication. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and a lot of times, when they're booking or last minute calls, a lot of times they appreciate it, and you may get more out of it, right? Uh, However, when somebody does something like that at the last minute, there's all types of things that and scenarios that can happen. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make sure we emphasize, hey, uh, let's put you on a schedule. Let's book you. As a matter of fact, one of the biggest things that I'll do, once I know I have a client, hey, what type of schedule you have? Okay, I'm gonna put you on my schedule. That lets them know um, that okay, I have you at this certain set place of time. You know, so, micromanaging. I don't like really using that word, but in this case, in terms of scheduling, you kind of have to schedule to where it doesn't put you in a bind. Because at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to go anywhere if you're in a bind, or they'll just call whatever other ride. And finally, the biggest thing is this: um, your clients, where they know that you're booking them, reserving them, putting a time slot, that makes better performance service. That says that you care, you're taking the time to do it, and that's the thing you want to roll with. You know what I'm saying? And being punctual also means being early, sometimes earlier than early, because that gives them an opportunity to maybe get a few more things they need to. They know you're not going anywhere. So these are just kind of key things. So booking and reserving is important, meaning you're not showing up late, you're showing up way early, you know the weather, the traffic, uh, and looking at some of these things ahead. It does call for you to, hey, what's the air traffic like? Is there gate changes? Stuff like that. Uh, what's the weather going to be like? Is it going to be foggy? Is it going to be icy? Is it going to be heavy rain? All these things going to play a dramatic role in how you transport somebody. You know what I'm saying? So these things are important, not just for their sake, but also for yours. Sometimes people expect you to make miracles happen. And you can if you are ahead of the curve. So that's me. That's how I operate. And hopefully you'll operate the same way. So, and one other thing too, before I let you guys go, because this is absolutely crucial, be sure, and you hear me reemphasize this over and over again, be sure you know your airports that you go to. Absolutely crucial. You've got to know your airports because you got to know, you know, maybe not necessarily, you might maybe not know day to day, but know the ins and outs of it. And know at certain times, peak times, if it's busy or not. But at least the infrastructure, if they're doing construction work, uh, because that will help navigate you a lot better. And you can emphasize that to another person. In my case, I'm in Houston, right? So there's three areas, three airports that I'll go to. Well, four, but three main ones. That's the Austin Airport. That is Hobby Airport or Bush Airport. So if a person feels like, for example, Bush is jacked up pretty bad, if they're able to change it to Hobby or Austin, cool. You save them a lot of trouble on time. As long as it's not, running them an arm and leg in terms of money. So these things do work out. So other than that, guys, that's it. OV Transport Guy, I'm signing off. I will talk to you guys later. Bye for now. And be safe. Bye for now.